If you ask most people, what is your number one complaint with owning and operating a string trimmer? Number one is going to be having to mix the two stroke oil with the gas to be able to run the machine. The next one is going to be trying to get it started. A lot of people still struggle with how to get a two stroke gas powered string trimmer started, especially when it gets some age to it and it's been sitting for a while. Now, battery powered trimmers are a great option for anybody that deals with those problems and is sick of dealing with them. But for those of you out there that still want something besides battery powered because you're not convinced that it is the right option for you and your property, here's something you should take a look at. The Husqvarna lineup of 4-stroke string trimmers. The current model is a 224L in the prosumer lineup, and then they have some in the 500 series as well. Ours here is the previous model, the 224L, which was basically rebranded as the 324L, but this is a 4-stroke string trimmer. That means you do not mix any oil with the gas to run this trimmer. How can that be, you say? Well, if you flip it over here and you look way down in there, you can see right there, this is powered by a Honda engine. That is a Honda 4-stroke engine in there. So you know you're getting a good, strong running, reliable, easy to start 4-cycle engine in this thing. This trimmer, being a 4-stroke, also has tons of torque, especially at the low end range. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like to run your stuff wide open, which is pretty much a must for anything 2-stroke, this would also be a good option for you because you're going to get that low end power to cut through a lot of stuff without having to hold it wide open. I'm not quite sure why people refuse to run their equipment wide open, but hey, like I said, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to run it wide open, this is one for you. If maybe you like to run your string trimmer at just above an idle so it's not throwing stuff further away from where you're trimming, here you go. This is an option for you now. Now, you might be a little skeptical of this, and how does this work? How does the engine stay lubricated if you're not mixing any oil with the gas? Well, it's pretty simple. It's just like your car or your lawn tractor engine or the majority of the push mower engines out there. You take gas right from the pump, nothing mixed in it, right out of the pump, right in here, in the gas tank. You can see on there, on the cap, there's nothing about mixing oil or anything like that. So you put your straight 4-cycle gas right into this tank. On the other side, this is where your crankcase oil goes. This takes a special 10W40 engine oil that you can get from Husqvarna in these small bottles that are made for doing an oil change in one of these. Which, yes, you do have to do an oil change every now and then. It's in the operator's manual. It tells you how often you got to do all that stuff. So you'll take the dipstick out, you'll dump the oil out, refill it with your bottle of the 10W40 motor oil, and you're ready to run. Now you want to check this oil with the dipstick every so often when you go to run your piece of equipment. Yes, I know you should do it every time, but I know a lot of you out there will skip doing it every time. But you always want to make sure you have the oil in here. And again, you do not put 2-cycle oil in here. So if you go into a store and you say, I need oil for my string trimmer, you're not going to get the 50-to-1 or the 40-to-1 or anything like that. You're going to get 10W40 crankcase oil made for the Honda engine that is in this Husqvarna string trimmer. So it's as simple as that. You're just going to put your regular gas out of the pump right in here, and it's going to fire up and you're going to be ready to run. So before we get into any more details here about this 4-stroke Honda powered string trimmer from Husqvarna, we're going to take it out here and run it and show you guys some of what it can handle and what it can do. There you just saw what our 224L Husqvarna string trimmer, powered by a Honda 4-cycle engine, is capable of doing. We took it into our woods and we cut down some pretty harsh stuff with it, viney stuff, some brush, briars, that kind of stuff, and then just regular weeds that we have down there. And you saw it did the job. It did it quick. It did it without bogging down. It didn't seem like it was putting much effort into cutting anything there. It just went right through it. And what we were using for line on that is the Husqvarna titanium line. And I can tell you, if you've ever used this line and you've had issues with it not cutting the stuff and just kind of beating it down and knocking it over, I can almost guarantee that the problem was you were using it in a trimmer that just wasn't powerful enough to use it properly. This stuff is round, has no sharp cutting edges on it. So you need a good strong string trimmer to use this with to get the best results. And the reason why this is a good trimmer line is because it is so strong, it doesn't break as easy as the other stuff. Now we could put the, like Black Diamond from Echo in here, or the orange Husqvarna line, or anything else really, and it would cut the stuff right down. The issue is that stuff usually breaks pretty quick when you get against rocks or, against a tree or a sidewalk or anything really hard and with a surface capable of just, snapping it off or it rubbing against it and getting cut. This titanium line holds up well against pretty much anything you're going to try to cut. So it lasts a lot longer than the other, what I would call plastic lines, like the orange stuff or the black stuff. And we like to use this titanium line in this string trimmer because, as you saw, it definitely has enough power to spin it and do an effective job, but we don't have to reload it as often. We could cut through a lot of that stuff, like I said, with those other plastic style lines, but we'd be stopping more often to reload the head. The titanium line holds up, it takes that beating, and it just cuts down the stuff that you saw us running it through. How often do we have to stop and tap this head on the ground to get more line to come out? That's how effective this stuff is in a good trimmer that can unleash the real potential of it. All right, we're going to wrap up this video here, our little look at and demonstration of the Husqvarna 224L Honda-powered 4-cycle string trimmer. Again, you can get this in the current version, the 324L, with that same Honda engine on there. They're also using these Honda engines on some of their 500 series pieces now. A couple of string trimmers, I think a power head, the detachable shaft lineup. So you want to be sure to ask your dealer about them anytime you go in, because as we said, this is a good option for anybody who is against mixing their oil and their fuel to be able to run their string trimmer. If you've had problems with not getting enough oil in there, or using the wrong oil, or you just don't like to have that mixed up because it's the only thing you use it in is your string trimmer, here you go. Here's another option for you besides going to battery-powered products. Now, I'm not going to try to hide the fact that you are going to have to pay a bit more for this than you would a regular 2-cycle straight shaft string trimmer. But the way to offset that is think about how many gallons of fuel you run through your string trimmer and how many bottles of the 2-cycle oil that you'll be saving then that you won't have to buy. That money right there is probably going to be enough to offset the extra cost you're going to have to pay for this trimmer. And like all the other Husqvarna handheld stuff, you buy their fuel with this trimmer, and they do have 4-cycle fuel available, and you can extend the warranty up to 5 years on the machine. So that's a good deal right there. Yeah, it's going to drive that price you're paying for everything to get out the door up a little bit, but you get good warranty coverage then, and you've got a good, strong running, reliable string trimmer with plenty of torque, plenty of power to do all the things you're going to want it to do, and then some. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and keep checking back because we're always putting out new material. All right, thanks for watching.